Hi and welcome back. In today's video we will draw a pine cone. I have thought that is also a nice Christmas topic, and it is a faster lesson, so you will have a quick result. I call them mini motivation lessons, and they should keep you engaged and motivated. So you can also make it longer, add some branches of evergreen tree, for example, or some other decoration, maybe a nut around and so on. So it's totally up to you how you draw that. Use it for gift tags or for little items on your greeting cards. I hope you enjoy today's lesson. If you're interested in my membership Animal Art Club, you find here above the link to join the waitlist, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell before we dive in. And now let's start. Okay, yesterday we have drawn these nice toes of mandarins, and just to practice, to have fun, to have a quick result, I call them mini motivation lessons inside my online drawing school Animal Art Club. You find up above in the right upper corner link to join the waitlist to keep my students motivated. So these are fun, short lessons where you have a quick result and just practice drawing without pressure. Today I have thought we draw a little pine cone. You can use a reference photo, you can do that just by yourself or follow the tutorial here. I take a black, or let's take a brown so that it is not so hard, and sketch in the outlines. Let's try to do it freehand to train the eyes, practice. I don't have anything against tracing, it helps, but to do these smaller little lessons, so just draw the outlines freehand is also fun. Let's draw here a pine cone. So I start with the middle part. We have here these little scales. So I draw here, so a middle part. I always recommend to have a good look at the reference photo and determine what little shapes do you see here. So little round little stains, and here they are then going here, they are coming together, these scales. I think for drawing a pine cone it's more helpful to draw these upper parts of the scales with a flesh color, so that you just take a lighter color, it's easier to see. So that you, for example, here we have here always this upper part that is reflected by light, okay? So the light here is shining on, and just to sketch here a little pine cone in, I make so little half bows around everywhere where I would like to have so a little scale. They are so around the center. You can draw so little half moons. Here one, and if it helps you can also draw right away. It should be easier, these parts that are going here downwards into the center, the side edges of these little scales. Here, this one is going here, so the inside, and they are making so a bow. Then let's draw here then more, so here below that we say here is one. We can also sketch these sides a little bit in with the lighter flesh color. They are also overlapping the others. Go around here, so in a circle. And here we have also some that are going here then to the left. Let's add here one, and one a little bit behind, and here one. And then some smaller ones here at the bottom. They are a bit behind the others. Those in the front can be larger. We see also so a little bit inside here. They can be a little bit larger than those here above in the back. Then take a brown or a darker pencil and draw here. Sketch in these little scales. They are also going inside into the cone. Here. We don't see a lot of that. Draw the edges in a bit. Here, this one. Okay, so we have here, this also goes a little bit inside. And then to give that a better overview, we need black and shadow. So here, let's start here above with that middle area. We have here, bring in a shadow line in the middle, and between them, it's also dark. Here in the middle, it's dark. Bring in shadows here on the right side or always behind these little scales. We have shadow here deep inside. They are going so in the inner part of the cone. There it is dark. Also we have here the lower part of these scales is dark. Just have to really figure out where are these little scales. Here the part behind and the part here that is going inside the cone is dark. Here we can plot in the black. Always here. Just plot in roughly a bit shadow. Also here behind. And then add a bit brown. I have here so a darker brown tone. Maybe we take first a bit of a lighter brown tone, a burnt sienna or something like that. Then we go in with a middle brown tone. I take burnt sienna and draw those scales that are visible step by step. Those where we see parts of these little scales. Those here behind, we also see them. Bringing in here the brown. Here they are more so in the dark, the lower ones. There I more take than for that part a dark brown. We see that one here coming out from the inner area. And here is also another one that I want to add. Add here a bit of a lighter. And this one here is visible. And here those behind. Here also that one is coming out here from the middle and has a bit brown. That one too. Add a bit brown and then blend over it with a paper stamp. So blend over the scales. Blend the lighter part together with the brown and then also with the black inside here in the middle. That you blend over the whole cone here. Always behind those lighter areas on the scales is shadow. So blend here also in a bow behind those lighter parts on the scales here. blend over everything. Don't bring in the black over the lighter areas on the scales. Blend over the shadow, over the black here below. Then I also bring in a little bit of an orange brown, so like a terracotta or a burnt sienna, and brighten up these little scales here with an orange, and also shape them again so that you go over the edges here a bit and shape them here. This one is going here into the inner part. Here, this one. Go a little bit over them. Add some lighter edges here and there. Also blend a little bit over that. I would take then a black and go around them a little bit with a little bit black that you after blending you don't see these little scales so well anymore. So bring in a little bit shadow around them and between them that you see them really better. Here the inside is really dark. Draw here around that one a little bit, darken down the inner side. Here we have one. We have here this middle part where we have these three little scales, little stains. We have here one in the back. We have here this one. Just so go around and add a bit of contrast around them. We can go here with a brown over those here below. Bring in here a bit brown on each scale. Also here we have some. Maybe let's have a look. Let's also add here a little one, and also here one more in brown, and also add here a bit black always when they are underneath the overlapping ones. We need their shadow. We need also here shadow, and we also need a bit shadow again on the ground. Add dark below. Near the cone it is really dark. And then blend over with a paper stamp. So blend over it. Make that blurry a bit. I also always like to blend over all layers we have drawn here. Make everything soft, blend the dark a little bit out of the inner area. Just think about it. Where are these little scales? And make them here so darker inside the cone and behind the cone, and make them lighter at the parts that are more outside. Here blend the black together with the brown. Always also add shadow here behind the overlapping scales. Blend over them. We can take a white and add, so work a bit more on these scales. They are not only half moons, you can make them a little bit so wavy. Add some highlights on top of them. For example, correct their shape a bit, or just add a bit highlights. Brighten up the edges of these little scales here. Just work a bit with a lighter color, with the white, and refine that and add here so little highlights on them. You can use the white for blending. Add here a bit of a highlight and also so brighten up each of the upper parts of that of these scales. So here that one, bringing highlight on top, and we have here these little inner parts. Let's also add here a bit white or some little white dots. They have sometimes so a shape a bit like that reminds on a heart. Brighten up this upper edge of that one here. Here we could also use a bit of a highlight. Let's add here a bit of a lighter area. Just work on them a little bit, maybe make them in the middle a bit broader and thinner at the edges. This one is overlapping that one here behind. We have also here so a bit more highlights on top, so you can, depending how motivated you are, add more and more details for sure to make this little pine cone more realistic. So I just brighten here up the parts here a bit with the white, add some highlights with the white. You can then also just go over them a bit with some lines or use another color like the beige red or a terracotta orange brown and swipe over it a little bit if they are too white, or use the terracotta for blending over it, bringing in a bit more of an orangey color on these little scales. Add here a bit of a stroke from that one here that is going into the middle of the cone. Draw them here also, so a little bit inside a bit with the orange brown. Yes, and so you can use that for blending. You can go in with the brown again and add also maybe so little brown strokes in the middle here. Add some details. Darken down the inner part a little bit more with a brown. We can also add maybe on, so that you add here so little dots on the upper part, here a bit shadow below the lighter part, some little dots or fine little shadow strokes. So work a little bit on them. Add a bit dark on right. Make those here below a bit darker. You can also use the brown for blending or adding shadows. I would also use the brown a bit below here for the shadow below that pine cone. And you can then also take the black a bit and increase. I add here a bit shadow below that one. Also always blend the shadow into the surrounded areas. Maybe the middle part here really can be darker. After blending, sometimes your shadow disappears, then just go over it again. Blend a little bit out of the middle. Here below that scale we need also shadow. This is overlapping this one, so I add here a bit more black add black here also on the ones that are here more behind. Just that you shape your cone a little bit more. Okay. Then I blend once more over the shadow that looks a little bit gritty here. Blend over a bit with the paper stamp and let the shadow fade into the surrounded area. Okay, and we have drawn a nice little pine cone here. You can again blend a little bit over it to correct some areas if you would like. You could take again the terracotta, maybe bring in a bit orange, or take another orange pastel pencil, for example, and brighten up maybe here the scales a little bit to give your cone a bit more color. So just it's up to you how you would like to draw it. Experiment a little bit with the colors. Okay, so yes, I think it looks nice. So I hope you enjoy that, and tell me below in the comments how you have liked it. Okay, how did you like that? It should be fun and just also so practice a bit drawing freehand and seeing the contrast and the highlights. So I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me below in the comments how did you like that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell. Here you find the link to the waitlist to my online drawing school Animal Art Club, and here another advent calendar video. Then I hope I see you tomorrow. Enjoy drawing and have fun. Bye bye.